Good afternoon, everyone. Guys, the battlefield has just changed forever. I've got footage of the ICBM attack on Ukraine. I'm going to show you guys that. We're going to talk about that a little bit, and we're going to talk about what's going to happen next. We're going to talk about how, if you've been following this channel, you guys know that I've been saying for the longest time that there is no going back now. We're in a car crash and we're heading towards a brick wall, or whatever analogy you guys want to use. And if you're in that car and you're in that car crash, doesn't matter what you think, what you say, the inevitable is happening. Now, guys, I need to caveat this. This is unconfirmed. It's not out in mainstream media. I believe it to be true, and I'm going to show it you guys as quickly as I can so you guys can make your own mind up. But guys, it is out on the mainstream media that ICBMs have been used, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Now, I've heard from good authority that the target of these ICBMs was Dnipro. In fact, I'll show you on the map, guys, now quickly why this is significant. Let's just go. Guys, I've literally just got this less than 5 minutes ago, so forgive me if I'm a little bit right. That needs to come off. Right, so this is the war map as we are today. Now, I've said, if you've been following the videos, I've said I think that the Russians are going to try and push this way up to Dnipro. And again, guys, if you've been following my videos, there's a huge industrial base in Dnipro. And I've mentioned it before. There's a company called... I'm not going to mention the company's name because I don't think that's out in the public yet. But it's a company that produces rockets. They've produced the S-300. They've produced intercontinental ballistic missiles themselves. And that is in Dnipro. Now, that's what I'm told that this target was. Again, these are unconfirmed reports at the moment. You're not going to hear this on mainstream media. You're not going to hear this anywhere else. So that's the significance of Dnipro. I think the Russians are going to push their way towards Dnipro, and then you're going to have a situation where the Russians have taken all this ground here up to the river Dnipro. They'll hold off away from the Dnipro, but in artillery range, and then hopefully the Ukrainians, with minimum loss, can get behind the river Dnipro where they can form a defensive line. So anyway, guys, let's just get on to the video. Where are we, guys? Let me do this. So I'm going to show you the video now. This is the footage of the missile strike. And guys, it is absolutely terrifying. It looks like it does look something biblical. Now, you can imagine if you're on the ground and you see this, it's absolutely terrifying. Where are we? So this is the video. Hang on, let me go back. Right, there we go. So this is the video, guys, I was sent. That, ladies and gentlemen, is an ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missile, striking a target within Ukraine. That's what I'm told. That's what I'm led to believe. That's what I do believe. I believe this video will come out on mainstream media, maybe in a couple of hours, maybe in a couple of days. I don't know. It's what I've heard it from good authority, guys. The person who I got this video from, they usually give me good intelligence. They give me good updates. I asked if I could share this video. He said it's out on open source. So yes. Now, what I want you guys to note, see how this comes down as a diagonal spread. Let's just play this again real quick. Look how this comes down as like a diagonal spread. This is the warhead breaking up into decoy warheads. So you can imagine if there was an interceptor now and one of these did have a nuclear warhead attached, the interceptor wouldn't know which one to attack because it, as these things come into the into the atmosphere, they break up into, I think, 6. And then from those 6, the interceptor that's gone up, maybe you use one interceptor, 2 interceptors, it increases the chance of a lethality strike. Guys, this has changed warfare forever. I'm pretty sure that an intercontinental ballistic missile's never been used before. Let's just do that one last time, guys. I can't, unfortunately, put these links in the description, guys. These are videos that I've been sent. you know, I can't I can't put these videos up. I think that. Anyway, guys, absolutely wild times. Let me stop sharing this. No, I've stopped. Have I stopped? I think I've stopped sharing. Yeah. So, guys, what does this mean going forwards? Well, if we start to normalize now, and this is what nobody on the mainstream is even considering this yet, guys. Like this channel, we're so far ahead of what other people are talking about. If we start to normalize this now, if we start to normalize the use of intercontinental ballistic missiles, what happens next time when we think it's just a kinetic strike on Ukraine, but it's actually, you know, an actual nuclear system, a nuclear warhead inside this intercontinental ballistic missile? Remember, guys, you know, we are moving ahead now at a very fast rate of knots. Things that are happening literally by the hour, escalation after escalation. Yesterday, when I did our live stream, I yesterday's video and yesterday morning, I said, guys, listen, you need to watch out for the Storm Shadow missile. You need to understand that that will be used. Literally later on that day, it was confirmed that the Storm Shadow missile was used. I think it's really telling that the British Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, has not said anything about this. You know, you would think that a leader with moral fiber would come up, he would do an emergency press conference and say, look, you know, we've authorized the use of Storm Shadow missiles in Ukraine because of X, Y, and Z reasons. You would think that's happened. The fact that he said nothing, he's gone, you know, he's like radio silent. You know, I struggle to see the leadership in the United. In fact, I don't see the leadership in the United Kingdom at the moment. Situation in Ukraine is going wild. That's what we need to worry about now, guys, okay? The normalization of ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. These things literally go into space and can strike any target on Earth within 90 minutes. That's how they work, and that's how terrifying they are. So the next time, maybe they use 2 intercontinental ballistic missiles. Maybe they use 5. How are we going to respond if they use 5? Are we going to see this as a nuclear attack on targets in mainland Europe, the United States, Poland, Romania, that I've already said are ridiculously vulnerable right now? We're moving into a new stage of this conflict. The use of these ICBMs, guys, we can't understate this, because if Russia keeps using them and they normalize them, then we won't react the next time they use that, or the next time they use that, or the next time they use that. We just think, oh, it's another kinetic strike on Ukraine. And then guess what? The trajectory changes and Poland and Romania end up being decimated. Now, guys, I'm not saying this to overly concern anyone. I think the concerns are justified. I think the concerns are real. What we've got from the, you know, from the footage I've just shown you guys, this is absolutely wild. You know, the new phase of warfare is now opened. We've got rhetoric from the Russians saying that there would be, the video I shared earlier, you know, with the Russian advisors to Putin saying that there's going to be nuclear war by winter. Guys, the next thing we need to look for from the Russian side is the Russians conducting nuclear tests. It's very hard to hide these nuclear tests. There will be nuclear signatures. Now, I don't know, maybe the mainstream media are not reporting on it. Maybe the military, maybe they have done them. I genuinely don't know. But normally, you would see the, you know, the host nations conducting tests themselves before these ICBMs are launched, before the nuclear weapons are launched, because they need to know if they work. They need to know if they're going to go off when they, you know, they need to know that they're going to explode when they do actually hit the ground. So, guys, a new phase of warfare has just opened. Times are absolutely wild. You know, watch the video back as many times as you want, guys. Have a look. You know, it is wild, guys, what's happening right now. Watching these ICBMs come in, it literally looks like the hand of God. I don't know, you know, with the cloud base and these things coming down, it's absolutely wild. You can see 6 clear projectiles that are coming in, which is the signature of an ICBM. If you guys, those of you guys who watch this sort of stuff, I know I do, you know, you're thinking back to the, you know, like the Iron Dome and the, you know, the Iranian strikes on Israel. Guys, this is a whole new league. This is it's not just a whole new ball game. It's a whole new, you know, it's a whole new sport. It's absolutely insane what's happening right now. The Ukrainians, can you imagine the fear of the Ukrainians now? Guys, the situation's wild. It's already out of control. The inevitable's coming. Guys, I'm going to back to grid. I'll get you guys another video later.